name is Stephen Smith. I'm with Christian Leadership Partners. And for the last 6 days, we've been doing a free coaching session. That's right, these are absolutely free. You're more than welcome to share these on Facebook. You're more than welcome to share them with your team members, with your subordinates, even with your supervisors. I really encourage you to take these tools and start using them to become your best you. Ultimately, that's what we want to accomplish throughout all of this. Now, what we've been doing is we've been working on our goals, and we've been trying to establish what's important in our lives so that we can actually achieve something valuable by the end of our lives, right? And what happens is that a lot of us will have our goals set in our minds, and they'll be set there for about 10 or 15 minutes. We forget about them, and as soon as life happens, we forget all about what we wanted to do. Or sometimes they change so dramatically because we're simply not focused. There's too much clutter around us. So what we're going to do today is we're actually going to cut out the clutter. We're actually going to write our goals down again, but this time, what I want you to do is I want you to write your goals down in a single word. I want you to think about this clearly. If you know what you want to accomplish throughout the course of your life, and if you know what your short-term goals and your midterm goals are, then what I really encourage you to do is to write your goals down today, but this time just use a single word. Use a single word like education, like health, like success, like victory, like prosperity. I mean, those are all different things that we can write down so that we can just look at it closely and we can say, I don't need to read an entire paragraph. I don't need to read a book. All I need to do is look down and see that word success means this. And once we start identifying those triggers in our minds, then what happens is that we start living and actually achieving the goals that we have written down. So don't be afraid to do this. In fact, I really do encourage you to follow this process. And what we're going to do is we're actually going to start cutting out the clutter. Now, we're going to spend a lot of time in Proverbs as well, because these coaching sessions are really modeled after what it is that Solomon has put down on paper. So if I can address what Solomon has daily, and if I can let that speak to me and let his wise words speak to me, then what I'll be able to do is I'll be able to start achieving my best me. I'll be able to start saying, wait a second, I'm filling myself with God's word this morning, and it's going to make a difference in the rest of my life today, at least. And then we'll do the same thing again tomorrow. So obviously, Proverbs is extraordinarily important. You know, Proverbs 1:3 tells us, their purpose is to teach people to live disciplined and successful lives, to help them do what is right, just, and fair. So what we want to do is we want to address these issues in Proverbs 6. They come up and they tell us that we need to stay away from debt, that we don't want to be lazy, but we need to be proactive. It talks about what is wicked and what is good, and we start seeing the contrast comparison here in Proverbs 6. And then, of course, he starts with his warnings against adultery. Now, adultery is extremely important for us, and you may think, well, I'm a woman, or I'm not married, or that's not really an issue for me, but I want to ask you, what is causing you to commit adultery with God? In other words, what is taking his place in your life where you should be focusing on him, rather? And that'll make all the difference for you in the world. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to start reading Proverbs chapter 6. Now, I need you to look for all those things that are going to make a huge difference in your life, especially in this chapter of Proverbs. You'll notice in that goal worksheet that I have a space where we can write down what the proverb of the day actually spoke to us. So why not look for it? So let's get started on Proverbs chapter 6. Proverbs 6, 1-3. My child, if you've put up security for a friend's debt or agreed to guarantee the debt of a stranger, if you have trapped yourself by your agreement and are caught by what you said, follow my advice and save yourself, for you have placed yourself at your friend's mercy. Now swallow your pride, go and beg to have your name erased. Don't put it off. Do it now. Don't rest until you do. Save yourself like a gazelle escaping from a hunter, like a bird fleeing from a net. Take a lesson from the ants, you lazy bones. Learn from their ways and become wise. Though they have no prince or governor or ruler to make them work, they labor hard all summer, gathering food for the winter. But you, lazy bones, how long will you sleep? When will you wake up? A little extra sleep, a little more slumber, a little folding of the hands to rest, then poverty will pounce on you like a bandit. Scarcity will attack you like an armed robber. What are worthless and wicked people like? They are constant liars, signaling their deceit with a wink of an eye or a nudge of the foot or a wiggle of the fingers. Their perverted hearts plot evil, and they constantly stir up trouble. But you will be destroyed suddenly, broken in an instant, beyond all hope of healing. There are 6 things that the Lord hates. No, 7 things he detests: haughty eyes, a lying tongue, hands that kill the innocent, a heart that plots evil, feet that race to do wrong, a false witness who pours out lies, a person who sows discord in a family. My son, obey your father's commands and don't neglect your mother's instructions. Keep their words always in your heart. Tie them around your neck. When you walk, their counsel will lead you. When you sleep, they will protect you. When you wake up, they will advise you. For their command is a lamp and their instruction a light. Their corrective discipline is the way to life. It will keep you from the immoral woman, from the smooth tongue of a promiscuous woman. Don't lust for her beauty. Don't let her coy glances seduce you. For a prostitute will bring you to poverty, but sleeping with another man's wife will cost you your life. Can a man scoop a flame into his lap and not have his clothes catch on fire? Can he walk on hot coals and not blister his feet? So it is with the man who sleeps with another man's wife. He who embraces her will not go unpunished. Excuses might be found for a thief who steals because he is starving, but if he is caught, he must pay back 7 times what he stole, even if he has to sell everything in his house. But the man who commits adultery is an utter fool, for he destroys himself. He will be wounded and disgraced. His shame will never be erased. For the woman's jealous husband will be furious, and he will show no mercy when he takes revenge. He will accept no compensation, nor be satisfied with a payoff of any size. So this chapter in Proverbs, what it tells us is that we should actually pay attention to those people that are around us, and they actually help us to stay focused on those things that are important for us. That can be our parents, it can be our leaders, it can be our friends, it can be our peers, but if I pay attention to wise people, then I'll actually be able to succeed. And I should actually take what they say to heart, and I should take them as constructive criticism, not as a condemnation or anything like that. So what we really want to do is we want to be able to do that. And Proverbs 6:20 through 22 tells us that. It says, my son, obey your father's commands and don't neglect your mother's instruction. Keep their words always in your heart. Tie them around your neck. When you walk, their counsel will lead you. When you sleep, they will protect you. When you wake up, they will advise you. So what we want to do is we want to identify one-word goals. We want to identify these goals in our lives that can actually help us to identify those negative aspects in our lives quickly, and then we come up with our one-word goal. That's what this entire process is, and that's what Solomon was really telling us about. So what we want to do is we want to write down our goals with just a single word. So if you download those, the goal worksheet, then you'll actually be able to see what you need to do. So the second thing that we want to do is we want to the right of that goal, write down what you will accomplish when you actually achieve it. So in other words, what I want to do is I want to write down, look, this is what I want to accomplish by being healthy. I want to live a long life. I want to be there for my children when they graduate. Those are different things that we can write down, and they can actually help us identify with that healthy goal. So when you pick up that chocolate bar, or you want to drink a soda or something like that, you can remember your one-word goal of health and remember that, no, wait, I want to be here for my kids, and this soda is preventing me from that. So the third thing that we want to do is we want to list the single word attribute or skill that we need to accomplish that specific goal. If I can write down in a single word why I want to be healthy, then it'll reinforce that one word goal. So what I've done is I've actually created a sentence, haven't I? So I've said, if health is my primary goal and it's to be there for my children when they graduate, then I am going to have discipline to be able to do that. So I can write all those things down. I've got health. I want to be there for my children. I have to have discipline to watch what I eat, and I have to make sure that I work out. I mean, those are the things that I can do to start achieving my goals. And these one-word goals will actually absolutely help us to do that. Now, I hope that these coaching sessions have actually made a difference for you, and you're more than welcome to click the subscribe button over here. And if you do that and the notification bell, then you'll be notified every single time that we make a new video.